On him, friend. In December, I got a phone call to go on special assignment for RIP over to Dublin, Ireland, and listen to the new Def Leppard record while it was being recorded. It was an honor to be there, and I took my camera with. And let me tell you something, you've got the Adrenalize record now. It's so fresh in your hands. It's just come out, their first album in 5 years. And I was over there with Rick Savage and Joe Elliott, and they were kind enough, the dudes that they are, to like show me around. So one afternoon, Rick and I went out and I took the camera with me, cruising around Dublin. You know, actually what we were doing was looking for Bono's house because Bono lives right near Rick does, up in the hills outside of Dublin. So we drove down the streets and it was kind of a misty day. It was kind of rainy and stuff. But, you know, after that, we got back, we had some fish and chips. He took me to this little place. And then I listened to the record. And that was the first time I heard the sonic amazement of Def Leppard's new record, Adrenalize. And I hope you guys have gotten it already because it's going to be on the charts for 100 years. Anyway, after that happened with us, Joe Elliott gave me a little bit of this and that. He talked about B-sides of the record and stuff. And next hour, I'll show you a little bit more on this special night of Def Leppard. 3 segments of Def Leppard. Tonight's Def Leppard night on Friend at Large. So don't go away. See you, dudes. Hey, dude. Welcome to Def Leppard Night at Friend at Large. We're in segment number 2. What do I have now? I have a little bit of footage of Joe Elliott telling me about the B-sides. Now, you haven't heard the B-sides yet because they're not done. Adrenalize has 10 power-hungry tracks, but they did record some extra stuff. If you want to hear what it is, watch this tape that I shot in Dublin, Ireland last December. Roll it, dude.
Mike, in fact, we're going to do some B-sides, aren't we, Pete?
July.
It's bloody true. We're going to do some B-sides for the singles. We're also going to do a Mick Ronson song.
Yeah.
And we're going to do a Sweet song. And we're going to do some of our own songs that didn't make the record.
A live track.
Yeah, well, there's one live track, there's some studio stuff as well.
One of the amazingly heavy things I learned while over there doing that RIP cover story was there's this track called White Lightning on the record. And this song is about the death of Steve Clark. It was inspired by the death of Steve Clark, the late guitarist for Def Leppard. And it's a very heavy song. When you place it into your CD, you'll hear that it is an amazing guitar-oriented track. And the lyrics are very heavy. It's probably one of the most serious tracks Def Leppard's ever done. It's one of the amazing tunes on the new Adrenalize record. Now, coming up next hour, a little bit more Def Leppard. We'll go back in the studio with Joe Elliott, and you'll see stuff that nobody else can see because you're watching Friend at Large. See you, dude.
Thanks, Lon. Don't move because the Headbangers Ball will be back after this.
We are adrenalizing tonight on Friend at Large because it's Def Leppard night, and I've got all this great stuff to show you. I've been showing it to you the last couple hours. I'm going to show you a little bit more. I was over in Dublin, as I told you before, doing this piece for RIP back in December, and it was a heavy time with the Leps. In fact, I got into the studio with the Friend at Large camera, and Joe Elliott was telling me a little bit about what the band does on these marathon tours that they do. And here's a little bit of what he told me, so roll the tape. What about soccer? You play
soccer? Yeah, I play soccer.
For your nerves, that's what Malvin said.
Bollocks for my nerves. I play soccer because I'm wonderful at it. But I have to show off like all lead singers do.
We want to do vocals. We're playing football.
Yeah, it's like, when do you want to sing, Joe? At 8:15, Mike. Why? I want to play football.
Well, I guess you could tell that Joe Elliott has things to do when they're out on the road to pass his brain. In fact, if you're a Def Leppard fan, this May or June, they're going to go over to do some shows in Europe, and then summertime will be the beginning of the big Adrenalize tour in America. I don't know a lot of details as yet, but I'm going to find out, and then I'm going to tell you guys, because this is going to be a huge, massive, massive concert tour in the Def Leppard tradition. Remember the last time, the last record, Hysteria? 212 shows they played. Woo! It's going to happen again, dudes. Anyway, that's it for tonight. Def Leppard special Friend at Large. Next week, Love Hate, they got a new disc. It's pretty cool. And Rat, is Rat breaking up? I'll tell you. Be here next week, dude.